to tee it up for the kickoff, and that last score was a real buzzkill for this crowd. He'll bring it out. It's Glover. That gamble did not pay off as they bring him down at the 12-yard line. Opening play of this drive comes from the 12-yard line. He'll do it himself. Big-time play by the defense. He'll lose 4.
Phenomenal job by the defense that time, shutting down the option play. They knew they were going to see this in this game, and all week long in practice, they really focused on this assignment football, making sure the dive, the quarterback, the pitch, all taken away. Nowhere to go with the football that time offensively. The defense coming up with a huge negative play.
Out of the shotgun, they go to the ground. Couldn't find any way to get out of the end zone, and they get him for a safety. They'll get set for the free kick after the safety.
Oh, and how about this defense? Understanding where they are in the field. They got a chance to put points on the board, and they do.
LSU will dive into the playbook here on offense. They're in a precarious spot here, that lofty perch in the rankings, hanging in the balance unless they can do something to save themselves here. To the air, it's Holstein. That's reeled in, it's Durham. Made a defender miss. Oh, he's got some space. Touchdown LSU! They move on top here in the 4th.
I think one of the most underrated things we talk about with a QB is timing. Being able to get the ball out of his hands to his receiver where he can continue to catch the football and run with it. Nice pitch, nice catch, nice play in the 4th quarter when you needed it for this team to take the lead.
It's caught for the 2. That drive not too taxing on the playbook. One play, put it in the end zone just like that. He'll bring it out. It's Glover. Just never had a chance to shake loose, and he'll be brought down at the 24. They'll get things started on this drive from the 24. Starts a drive trying to go up top. He'll heave it deep. Finds a spot in the middle. How about this senior picking up some yardage and making a nice play on that one?
And it's frustrating as a defense when you give up that first down and you give up that pass play. But here we go with this offense. They're right back on the ball. You got to flush that. You got to get lined up. And you got to.
Quarterback feeling that pressure, and he's knocked down at the 42.
And it's been a long day for this offense. If you can't protect your quarterback, it's hard to be successful. That's the 5th sack they have given up. The offensive coordinator has no answers, and this defense has been flying around.
And he was drilled just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
And the quarterback gets hit again. We already know this defense has gotten home to him multiple times in this game. So here you are, you're trailing in the game. Defense knows you're going to throw it. They're pinning their ears back. You can't feel very confident right now if you're the play caller, and certainly if you're the quarterback, that you're going to have time to throw.
Mississippi State will roll out the punt unit. He's going to try to flip the field with this one. And that is just about a perfect punt as he pins them deep inside the 10-yard line. The Bayou Bengals will run the offense out onto the field. They torched this defense with an explosive passing play for a score last time out. Let's see if they go right back at him. It continues to be a long day as they are just swarming every time he gets the ball. Didn't get much done on that first play of the drive. It's 2nd and 11. They'll run it. They want to take their time here. Got enough for the first down. He'll get a fresh set of downs, stopped at the 31-yard line. The Tigers come to the line after ripping off that huge gain on the ground, trying to keep it going. Leaves it with the running back. There was just nowhere to cut back. Great job by the defense, and he'll have to take the loss.
And this situation here on second down is the exact situation this offense wanted to stay out of. You got the lead late in the ball game. You want to get positive yards, keep that clock ticking. Now in this situation, it's interesting. Do they want to throw the football? How much do they trust their quarterback not to make a mistake here late in the football game with the lead?
Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense. If you didn't have a headache before, you've got one on the way. The cowbell's ringing on this third down in Starkville. And you want to know what impact home field advantage can have? There it is. The offense will walk it back. So the decision has been made, and the coach will... Penalty. Now this offense facing a 3rd and long from their own 30. Johnson wants to throw it. The sweet feet buy a little time. Finds his man. It's Green. He'll be stopped about 2 yards short of a first down.
Man, and that's just making it way too easy on the defense. They're laughing at that short. They're like, really? Okay, we'll just make an easy tackle and jog our punt return team out on the field. We're going to make it that easy for us.
Now this is rolling the dice, or perhaps they've gone outside their head. They're already up. Boy, this could really backfire if they don't convert on 4th down. It's incomplete, and the defense makes the stop and gets the football back. Great place to start for this offense. They'll start this drive going to the air. Snagged in the middle. It's Glover. They get him stopped, but the big gain has them on the doorstep. Let's mark it at the 13. Looking downfield on 1st down. Got it! And he was straining for the goal line, but the defense stopped him short. This upset bid has been brewing since the start of the game, seemingly, and they are in a world of hurt at this moment, guys.
Yeah, keep the pedal to the floor, right? Don't let up. You've done a great job. You're the perceived underdog. You've taken control of this football game. Jesse, you got the formula right now. You got them right where you want them.
Yeah, they've thrown caution to the wind in this game, right, David? I mean, they came in knowing they'd have to take some chances and they'd have to be open and free, and it's worked to their advantage. Now's not the time to get tight if you're the underdog winning this game.
Touchdown, Bulldogs! And they've got the lead in the final minute.
Well, the offense shows you what they're made of. They're scoring the touchdown. They take the lead with only seconds to go, and now it's on the defense to ice this thing when they take the field.
They're set to kick it off, and this crowd now ready to get behind them. On the move from inside his 5. He's got great speed. They bring him down, but not before a really good return sets up this offense in solid field position. LSU will dive into the playbook here on offense. Okay, 1 possession game. You've got some time to work with, but you have to trying to beat the D deep. And it falls incomplete, but that could have been disastrous. A defender was right there. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. They've got to move quickly here. Still a chance, but they've got to force the ball down the field. Johnson looking to throw. He wants a big play here late. And it's incomplete, going for the massive explosive play instead. They're looking at a 3rd down. Got to get everybody lined up quickly. Time winding away, and they've got to push the ball down the field. Using his feet to buy time. Crosses the 45. Saving every prep. second out of bounds with 24 ticks to go. It'll be first down.
It's money time, and my quarterback's got to come through, and boy, does he ever. It wasn't with his arm this time, but with his legs. You don't account for his legs? Look at this. Scramble around, get outside the pocket, make something happen, and make the heads-up play to stop the clock.
He's going for a big play downfield. Makes a catch down the right side. Timeout is called by the offense. They have 14 seconds left.
Well, these two have been absolutely unstoppable in this game, and it just feels like every time this guy drops back to throw, he's throwing it to one guy and one guy only. The defense cannot stop him. He has been a matchup nightmare all game long.
Gets out of bounds after the big game, but they've got it first and goal.
First and goal, LSU.
And a touchdown here would not only give them the lead, but in the fourth quarter, that ramps up the pressure. Floating away. Touchdown, Tigers! And they grab the advantage, taking the lead here in the fourth.
Now, you talk about finishing games with a purpose, with a plan, executed to perfection, taking almost all of the clock, executing brilliantly down the stretch of this football game, making plays, and taking the lead late in this ball game.
Coming out with it, it's Glover. They bring him down. A last gasp effort on that return comes up empty, and that's going to do it for this one. With the win today, they're now bowl eligible, and that's certainly worth celebrating, at least to some degree, wouldn't you say, guys?
Yeah, listen, at the start of the year, there are a lot of goals that get put up on the blackboard. Reaching a bowl game is one of them. So now you can go ahead and check that off. But if you're this football team, you're not celebrating that tonight. You're looking to build on this win moving ahead because they've got bigger goals down the road, Dave.
They do, and they've shown you some good flashes throughout the season, man. Some moments that really say this team could be really, really good. And so I think you continue to improve. You know at the end of the season, I get to take a vacation. Wherever the bowl game is, we get a free trip with my boys, but there's some work to be done still.
Thanks so much for spending some time with us. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis, and this has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.